Hundreds of thousands of Louisiana residents are dealing with insurance claims after two disastrous hurricane seasons. And many of them have filed complaints against insurance companies, saying they're unfairly denying those claims. Should the state be doing more to protect policyholders? David Hammer investigates.
Take your hands and you can feel where the floor has come up on the ends.
5 years ago, we told you about Vivian Millet and her husband Bucky. The great flood of 2016 hit their house in Lake Arthur, but they, like so many others, had to fight with an insurance company that refused to pay them for all their damages. Their insurer had hired a Metairie engineering firm called U.S. Forensic to review their claim, and U.S. Forensic's engineer wrote a report saying their floor damage was pre-existing. Farm Bureau Insurance denied that part of their claim, about $29,000.
The way he wrote that report, it was like he was calling us, I felt like he was calling us a liar.
As we dug deeper, we found a federal judge in New York had already accused U.S. Forensic of highly improper practices with a Superstorm Sandy claim. The judge said U.S. Forensic secretly rewrote an initial report that found the storm damaged the home's foundation. The judge said U.S. Forensic made a baseless reversal to say the damage was pre-existing. That caught the attention of Eric Hull, a policyholder advocate at Real Reform, Louisiana.
You all did a great job informing us about this issue, and unfortunately, though, we're seeing it again now after Laura, Delta, and Ida.
Louisiana homeowners filed 600,000 claims from those three storms plus Hurricane Zeta and have filed more than 6,000 consumer complaints, according to the State Department of Insurance. Hull said more must be done to stop unfair treatment of policyholders after disasters. So he worked with Representative Ed Larvadain of Alexandria to craft a bill this legislative session that would create a new state agency to monitor that very issue.
After I saw that reporting, realized the kind of issue this was, how serious it was, and the best way to address it, to create a new fraud-fighting authority within state government focused on fraud that happens after a storm.
But the state already has over 500 boards and commissions, and the idea of another agency with a $300,000 annual budget is meeting with stiff resistance in Baton Rouge. Leading the way against it is the head of the state insurance department, Insurance Commissioner Jim Donilon.
Because we already do that.
Donilon already employs a 12-member insurance fraud unit and says it's referred 10,000 cases to state police in the last 6 years.
Bring it on. Any fraud that you suspect, we're all ears, and we're anxious to receive it.
We're not seeing the level of enforcement that we need to, either at the state or local level.
U.S. Forensic has handled thousands of claims since Superstorm Sandy, but comments by a judge in one case in New York continue to dog the company. It stands by its engineers' work, saying changes made to its report in the Sandy case were part of its normal scientific peer review process. Despite the judge's comments, U.S. Forensic has never been charged with any kind of fraud.
I can't prohibit them being used by an insurance company in Louisiana.
Engineering firms like U.S. Forensic are regulated separately by the Louisiana Professional Engineering and Land Surveying Board. Now the legislature will decide if it needs to create another layer of scrutiny. David Hammer, Eyewitness News.
So U.S. Forensic sent us this statement today. They said, quote, U.S. Forensic provides comprehensive, unbiased, and engineering-based reports to its clients. Each report is produced by licensed professional engineers who adhere to the highest standard of professionalism while guided by the principles of science and engineering and adhering to the strict rules and laws set forth by the Louisiana Professional Engineering and Land Surveying Board.